Watching the woman he loved in another man's arms, the spirit let out a mournful howl. The man heard it, cast a spell, sealed the spirit in a bottle, and hurled it into the sea. As it turned out, the spirit had always loved his queen deeply, but she had been bewitched by a musician's song, and her heart strayed. For love, she even tore out the leg hair that symbolized her power. The spirit begged her to keep it, saying she'd look better as she was, but she ignored him. Instead, she demanded Solomon find a hidden red thread in the palace, promising marriage if he succeeded. Solomon wasn't an ordinary man. He summoned an army of ants and found it. True to her word, the queen married him. The spirit, still in love with her, could only watch as she grew close to another man. He cried out in sorrow. The man heard it, cast his magic, and sealed the spirit back into a bottle, this time throwing it out the window. An eagle swooped down, snatched the bottle, flew over endless deserts, and dropped it into the ocean. Centuries later, fishermen hauled up the bottle but mistook it for a stone and tossed it aside. It was later built into a city wall. Years after that, a young girl climbed the wall to glimpse the prince she adored. In her panic, she slipped and fell. She knocked the brick loose, exposing the bottle. Curious, she scraped away the clay and freed the spirit. He promised her 3 wishes, the only way he could break his curse. The spirit gave her a vial of magical oil to rub over her body. The scent drew the prince to her, and before long, she became his princess. She hid the bottle under the floor tiles so no one else could find it. For her second wish, she asked for a child, which the spirit granted. But joy turned to grief when the prince was accused of treason and executed. The spirit begged her to use her final wish to escape, but she refused to accept his death. She ran into the streets, was captured, and thrown into the sea. By the time she was pulled out, she was gone. With her last wish unspoken, the spirit was buried again beneath the tiles. 100 years later, a slender princess lost her footing and landed so hard that she shattered the thick floor tiles, releasing the spirit again. He immediately begged her to make 3 wishes, but she thought he only lusted after her beauty. Out of malice, she made 2 wishes. First, that he be forced back into the bottle, and second, that the bottle sink to the deepest part of the sea. Another 1,000 years went by. One day, the bottle was mistaken for an antique and bought by a female professor. As she tried to clean it, she pulled too hard and popped the cap off. Purple smoke poured out, and in the very next second, a massive foot burst into the room.